Welcome back to another chapter of Beyond the First Chapter with the J, O, and the C, Jolanda, Olivia, and myself, Carmen, where we talk about stuff that has affected our lives as we traverse this thing called over 50. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about growing up Gen X, meaning balance, early independence, real friendships, and figuring out who we are in a world that didn't make it easy for us. In this episode, we reflect on sisterhood, breakup, lessons, laughter that shaped our journey to self discovery. Like always, we're going to start out with just checking in with each other. How was your week, ladies?
Mine was good. I did a whole lot of nothing. It was amazing. It has been very comfortable until the last couple of days. It's been like in the high 80s. We might have creeped into 90. So I've been able to go outside and be in public. It's over 100 degrees right now, so I'm in the house. And that's also why I'm doing a whole lot of nothing. It's too hot. But
Right.
other than that, it has been lovely. I have that's my excitement. I did nothing.
Okay. All righty. Cool. Nothing is a wonderful thing when you get to
You know
do
what? You know, I'm a liar. I clean the carpets.
nothing sounds better.
And I did some. That took 2 days, but I cleaned them. So yeah, but yeah, a lot of nothing.
What about you, Libby?
This week I went to exercise. I stayed home. I actually organized my shelving in my bathroom so it looks like a little store in there. Everything's all in their little containers. So I have to finish organizing my closet, throw away like old towels and things like that. Organize my daughter's stuff that's in the closet still. But pretty much nothing.
Doesn't organizing stuff make you feel better? It's just like it
It
clears
does.
it like as you putting stuff together and putting it away, it kind of clears your mind as you're clearing the clutter, you know?
It does.
I do. You all know if in my they know I know, but I love to clean. It's therapeutic to me.
Well, I
So
got a whole house full of therapy for you.
this right here is
Come on. Come get some of this therapy. Sure.
well, I've been basically getting my therapy on in this house as this week I was getting it together for my daughter's graduation party. We was going to be outside, but we ended up moving it inside because it was so hot. And then by the weekend, it rained off and on all like Friday and then like Saturday morning. But by the time we were supposed to have the party, the rain had stopped. But I had already set up the whole inside, and decorated and everything. So it was cool and it was very nice. The sign of a good party is when you go in the kitchen and ain't no food left.
What did you make?
Nothing left. So we barbecued ribs, chicken, hot dogs, hamburgers, bratwurst. We had macaroni and cheese, potato salad, mostaccioli, uh, seafood salad, 7-layer salad.
Did Carolyn make the seafood salad?
Yes, she did. That's her specialty. You know
That's her thing.
that. Yeah, that's
That's
her
why I
thing.
was asking.
Yeah. And yeah, the 7-layer salad, and then we had some cake and cookies for dessert and some fruit. So, and baked beans. Yeah. So there was a lot of food, and it's like we need to go shopping because now the refrigerator's bare because
It's
ain't no
empty.
food left.
Y'all know who's gonna cook though. You did all that.
I did not barbecue that. I left that to Kanan and Michelle.
Michelle barbecue.
And Anthony did a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, but I made most of the sides. Carolyn made a salad. My niece made the macaroni and cheese, and my sister-in-law made potato salad. So,
Oh, so
so
you had just barely enough food.
right, exactly. Because my fear is when I throw a party that nobody will come.
Oh,
That's why I'm always very anxious when I said I'm a throw a party because I that is a big fear of mine. Um, yeah, my fears were pointless because there was a lot of people.
did Bethany get what she needed?
Yes, Bethany got sold a lot of stuff from her list, and she's got they people who cashed after got and um gave her gift cards and stuff like that. Yeah, so it was a lot of stuff.
That's good.
She was blessed. We're blessed that people were generous to our plan. So if you all are watching, thank you all. So let's get into our discussion. Gen X, us Gen Xers. First question: what did friendship look like growing up, and how has it changed? What is friendship looking like? Well, I can say I'm gonna jump in like that right now and say, you see, friendship is right here. You see, right here, right. Yeah. That's what friendship looked like, especially Jolanda for me growing up.
Were we friends or were we forced to be together? I'm just messing. Um,
I mean, even if we were forced to be together, that don't mean that we were friends. You know what I
that's what
mean?
I said. I don't think we were friends. I think we
I'm,
we had more than a friendship.
right. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It was definitely more than a friendship.
Yeah.
I mean, even though we're blood related, there was just something always about Jolanda and me.
Because I'm like the son. I keep telling you
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So growing up, those what I mean, I was I'm always been a person that attracted people, but I was never, but I mean, I attracted the people, but if I felt any type of way, I would pull back. But the only person uh that I was drawn to myself was like that was Olivia, that friendship growing up. I was drawn to her to be my friend. And Jolanda, you've been there. I don't remember a time where
I
Jolanda,
was there
I
since you
can't.
popped into the world.
Or exactly, I cannot remember a time without Jolanda.
Yeah.
You know, and as for growing as he was growing up, friendships, you know, end. You grow apart from people, and there are some people that you stay in touch with, and others you don't. But I'm the type of person that I'm not like a big phone communicator and everything. But if you need me, you can always call me.
Mm.
And I'll talk to you like we talked yesterday. Like no time has passed. Um, uh, so that's basically how it's changed over the years, and how it's basically saying the same because I'm still talking to the people that I've had heart ties with.
Mm.
I think that's what it is that I've had those heart ties with.
Oh, bye. It just left for work.
Oh.
Well, I will jump in since Carmen opened it. Now I have a point, a base point to build upon. Um, what she said, she's been there forever. Um, my friendship with Olivia was weird, but we'll get into that later because I thought we were besties and it turns out we weren't. But it's okay. We've healed it over time. Um, but my friendships growing up were just so innocent. If you spoke to me, you were my friend. That's how I used to think, you were my friend. The change is now that I realize just because I'm in a circle with someone, that doesn't make them my friend. Um, and I look for depth in friendships now. I don't want quantity, I want quality. So it doesn't
Yeah,
have to be a
yeah.
lot of you, but I need it to be a real connection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the change for me.
All right, so I will jump in. So my friendships younger, I had two friends that I constantly did stuff with when I was in elementary school, and that was Gidget and Tina. And Tina, it was so funny because her dad um, went to school with my dad at OLH, and then her grandma was my dad's teacher and my uncle's teacher. So it just happened that, we became friends and we did a lot of stuff. Like we loved the movies, and that was like when Return of the Jedi was out. Like we were very like space nerds. So like we would pretend that her couches was Jabba the Hutt and we didn't want to fall into the pit. And like so that was, like Jolanda said, very innocent. Gidget and I were into music. So like we would do talent shows together, dance together. She was because she was a ice skater, so she was very like into dance and movement. So that was cool. Um, Getting to high school, it was a little different. One, because, like I said before, my high school was probably maybe 50 Black people out of the whole school, maybe. I think I'm over exaggerating at that time. And within that, there was like different social circles. Uh, I, like I said, my parents were teachers, so it was like I had to fit in with the ones who were not where I was from. So trying to be like, oh, what's going on? What you doing? So that was a little bit of a struggle. College, I thought I had a circle. Um, I was trying to fit into the circle. I was a peg trying to fit into a round circle, and we ended up imploding. So, but I thank God I found a new circle after that, and we've been friends since then. So that was cool because they were the same ladies that I went to Belize with. So, and I love them. They're cool. When I talk about friendship with them, with these two ladies, it's been a roller coaster because it started out as four. Then, like within the four, we would always have our own little things going on, and then now it's us three. But I will say is something is that, like Carmen said, the if you call, you need something, always there. We don't have to talk every single day, which I love. And I think that's the quality of our friendship, is that we don't have to talk every day. But when we do talk, it's like you can release. You don't have to be uh, as tense about things. Uh, we can love on each other and make sure each other are okay. I do think that sometimes because of life, we do get a little bogged down with other things. So then sometimes, and I'm gonna speak for myself, sometimes I feel away because I'm like, why these heifers ain't called? Why ain't nobody talked to me? What's going on? Then I'd be like, oh, I always call. What's going on? So anyways, I think, like Jolanda said, friendships for me is about quality and not quantity. I went from an open person, and now I look at you side eye for a long time. Like I'll be nice, and if you give me one reason to be like, then I'm good on you. If you give me that, I'm good, and we don't ever have to be friends again.
I have a question.
Yes,
So, do you think that no need to be a friend with someone who wrongs you or gives you a bad vibe, does that come from past traumas, or is it just
of
your
course.
I wasn't finished answering the question. Or is it just your maturity or both? Now go.
Okay. So I'm gonna say both. Definitely past traumas and yeah, past traumas, definitely. But discernment now at this point because some people just aren't for me. Like their energy, their vibe are just not for me, no matter how much I try to like be one of those people that are open. It's just not for me.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I could understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the topic, since we're being open, and if you notice, everyone, we are headphone free today, so we're having a very open conversation um, with whomever comes into our vicinities. So, for me, I'm in my Olivia voice. For me, I don't even know if this is going to be a question later. So if it is, sorry, I don't know. But with both of these ladies, I have gone through several phases of I'm very pissed off at y'all. Like Olivia
Mhm,
and I didn't talk for 2 years.
mhm,
Carmen and I were off and on, and we haven't communicated. We're back now, but we went through a long time. It was years of just kind of like a surface level communication. And I'm bringing it up because you kind of opened the door with saying, "Well, having these heifers called me." Because I went through that, so I understand that. And I was really upset and taken aback. And then the reality of we are grown women. We are all blessed to be mothers. We are all blessed to have had or are currently having successful careers and being entrepreneurs. And sometimes we just don't have the bandwidth to nurture
mhm.
those friendships. And I really had to step back and be like, you got attitude, but you could have done something more. You could have called, which is what, and you can ask them. I will say now, why have you talked to me? What
Mhm.
the hell wrong with you? And I expect the same back. I expect vice versa because we get so in our ways and we take for
That's why I
granted.
call every Monday
You do. I know.
during the school year. Now, during the summer, during the school year, I make sure I call
Yeah,
every Monday,
he does.
3:30
And you
He
all the
do.
does.
time.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
And I lost my thought. We bogged down in our ways. We don't nourish. Damn it, Olivia. I don't know. It'll come back, but we still here. So,
Yeah. And that's a testament to like I said, those hard ties that we have,
mm,
they're there and I mean,
yeah,
those strong ties.
yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead, sweetie.
It's okay. So who were you at school versus who you were with your friends? Was there a difference of who you were at school versus who you were with your friends?
Hmm.
I guess Olivia says yes. But
I also was like,
Well, you said, what does that mean? Go
because
ahead.
I'm thinking about it. Like, I
um,
think because I was in two different worlds when I went to school versus being at home with my friends who lived on the block. Yeah, I was different because the friends that I had at school were totally different from the friends that I had on the block. Like my friends on the block, they all went to the local public school. They all knew all the people. Like they could be who they were because everybody looked the same. Even though it was a mixture of the high school, our high school was a mix. Uh, at that time, probably maybe 40% at the public high school that was black, and everybody else was non-black. Um, I think they were able to be more themselves. So then when I came home, I was able to be myself. I could talk about the certain music. I could talk about hairstyles. I could play double dutch and things like that I love to do. Where at my school with those friends, we didn't play double dutch. We didn't like we when we had dolls or whatever, it had to be something that was like something that everybody had, like strawberry shortcake. We played that all the time. uh, we didn't really play Barbies. I did that at home. So strawberry shortcake, playing, like I said, movie characters and stuff like that. Stuff that was more pretend wise. So it wasn't like, okay, I'm the only black girl there all the time. So it was that. So yeah, for me, I definitely it was definitely a role change. When I got to high school, I think I was a little bit more I was definitely more myself because the pool of African Americans was a lot bigger, so I was able to become more myself. When I went to college, for sure, because I went to a HBCU, I still was trying to fit in with, because there were so many, like people say black people are not a monolith, so there were so many different types. California, we had DC, we had New York, we had down south, we had up north where I was, like, so there were so many of us from so many different economics, from Jack and Jill, from Top T, like it was all over the place. So I guess um fitting into that part was truly finding myself, like who Olivia wanted to be. So that was different. Um and then even with you guys, like being able to let my hair down, but like still I was still more conservative, especially when it like like I said, I dated Joseph, but like even with that, like just making sure I was on my P's and Q's with his mom and all that other stuff. So there was always a on and off switch that I always had.
Oh, okay, I'll go.
You-
So, Olivia kind of really answered it. I and it literally was different phases. So, and we will skip like the preschool because you don't know how to be fake in preschool. You just who you are. But in elementary school, once I got to the middle part, that sixth, seventh, and eighth grade, where my personality was really developing,
Mhm.
um, because I went to a smaller school, so when we graduated, it was 18 of us. And I had been with the majority of them since second grade. We had a couple ins and outs. So total, it might have been 22 kids. But of course, it was only 18 when we graduated. But I was able to be myself with them at school because even though we were multicultural, multi-economics and all of that things, different social economics, I had been with them so long. So they were okay. In activities, even in elementary school, though, um, I had to put on airs. Certain activities, I was the only. Then other activities, I wasn't black enough because it was activities with black kids from the south side of Chicago. So um, I was just quiet. I just didn't speak. That was the best way to avoid any conflict. Just shut up and march to the beat. So I definitely didn't get to be myself in activities. I did get to be myself at school. In high school, definitely, I wasn't able to be myself. I went to an all girl Catholic high school, and it was still run by the Archdiocese of Chicago, and they're very racist. It's a racist organization. Um, I made a couple of friends and we had a small clique. So when I sat with them, we could laugh and talk. But even that, I tempered my words. I was very cautious not to go too far left or too far right. I was right where in the middle. I was a friend this way with Felicia because she was Puerto Rican. I was a friend this way with Tina because Tina was Korean. I was a friend with Erica one way because we were both black from the South Side. I was a friend with Barbie because she was white. So I was a different person. So literally, I was able to morph my personality to fit whatever room I was in. College, I got to be more of myself, but I went to school at Xavier in New Orleans. That was where I learned racism from Black people. So I came in excited to be myself for the first time. And it was like, nope, you don't get to be you. You still have to conform. So I conformed again. Different what is it?
Conformity.
Conformity. It's no conformality. That don't even make sense.
No, it's conformity.
Okay. So that's the word that was in my head. So it was a different way of conforming, but I did it. And only a handful. When I say a handful, I mean Corinna, Sasha, I'll say Glenn, since I married him. Maybe 5 people actually got to meet me. It was a girl who I grew up with, Sasha. She grew up around the corner from my house. So she knew me. She knew the real Jolanda. We used to play together. So she got to see the real me. Corinna, who is my lifelong friend, she got to see the real me. We got to exhale and relax around each other. She's from North Carolina. And a couple of guys that I was in top teams, not top teams, so many programs as a high schooler. Chicago Area Health and Medical Careers Program. So champs went to school with me. So I got to relax around them. But other than that, no, there was no relaxation until I came home. It was just a whole lot of acting and conforming.
I like the way all of our things differ. For me, I was the same Carmen at school as the same Carmen that was with my friends at home. Because I have always been let me just say in grammar school, I'm kind of like an odd duck. I was an odd duck. I've always been an odd duck. Because I didn't like the same things that other little black kids like. I just, I was just not typical like that. I liked them, but I liked other things more. And those other things were just not typical of a little black girl from the South Side. I lived a very sheltered life. So there was not there was not a lot of opportunities for me to do things. Well, there was a lot of opportunities. Let me take that back. There were a lot of opportunities to do things, but I was just not allowed to do them. If there was any exposure to anything other than what was church or whatever my mother allowed me to do, it's because I was with Jolanda and I got that exposure from being, in her background, watching her do those things. And so I know firsthand when she said that she was a different person there or she was quiet or anything like that. And because I watched her do it, but yeah, I was even when I got to high school, I mean, I was a little more outgoing because I just, tried activities because I didn't have anything else to do. And I was like, hey, I can do that. Let me, and I'll go and do that. And, I would be friendly with people, but I was not open to people, if that makes any sense. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why people are like, oh, hey, Carmen. But it was like, yeah, I'm still left of center, you know? And so, but it didn't change. I didn't, even in high school, I didn't like what the normal teenage black girl would be considered to like. I love New Edition, but I love New Kids on the Block. And that was not typical for a teenage black girl.
It's typical in our circle.
But yeah, exactly, but it was typical in our circle.
Oh, not you.
But not
I
you.
Meant, I meant the me and Carmen circle.
Yeah.
And at that time, Erica.
Right, exactly. So he was like, not me.
I liked them. Don't get me wrong, I liked them, but they weren't my. If I had to pick between the two, it was New Edition.
You want to take me? Yeah, exactly. You know, big, yeah. And we would definitely pick New Kids. But it didn't mean that I didn't love, the same things other black kids like. It was just those were more me than other ones. So yeah, I was basically the same. And even as I, got older, I kind of more embrace more and more that I am not stereotypical, and that was okay. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to do if I never tried to fit in. That's the whole thing. So, and I think that's the reason why I was more of a person that people kind of gravitated to, because I was not trying to fit in your circle. I like, you know what I mean, start, you know what I mean, there was a center circle, and like I said, I was left of center, but I was having such a good party with myself over left of center. People started to join me over there, you know. So, and I made left of center look kind of cool. Um, and so, but yeah, I think I was the same person.
Mm.
It's just I'm kind of a person that just can't give out don't can't give too much energy to something that's gonna make me sad. You know, I tried that, and when I realized that I don't know, I'm suffering over here. That's all right. That's all right. That's all right. Y'all have fun. I'm gone. Okay, let's try another one. How did you balance freedom and responsibility? And right off the rip, what freedom?
I was about to say, I balanced mine by being sneaky. So, um, my freedom was literally, it was not sneaky in the, well, shit, sneaky is sneaky. My freedom came only when I was in high school. I've been a latchkey kid since I was in third grade. But I had more freedom in high school because even though I got off the school bus at like maybe 4, my mom didn't get home until almost 6. Even though all the neighbors were watching me, I still had some freedom. So, like, I didn't necessarily have to come home. I had a girlfriend, Kim, and she knew all the little people in the neighborhood that I was too scared to talk to. So, she would ask her parents if she could come to my house after school. And so she would get off on my bus stop, and then she would go meet up with her friends, and I would just be the scapegoat, I guess. What the person that you were allowed to be with. So I got to go even though I was too scared to do anything. I was just there. So that was my kind of freedom. But I had to be back before Edna put that key in the door, or else it was going to be a problem. So that was my little bit of freedom in high school. College, I didn't balance it well because I had never really had freedom. So my freshman year, totally screwed up my GPA. Totally screwed up my GPA because I was too busy having freedom. And then my mom showed up on campus after that first semester, and I started learning responsibility. So I learned then how to balance it, how to go out and have a good time, make sure you got, do your schedule, make sure you got your work done. And I've carried that forward now. I want to have a good time, but I always put what has to be done first. So that's why I called it sneaky, because in high school it was sneaking. Because I wouldn't have had any if I just stayed by the rules. I would have just got off the bus and came and sat down. But I made friends with the outgoing girls in my neighborhood, so I got to have freedom by proxy from tagging along with them.
And they in turn use you because
They used me as
you were the good little
I was
girl.
at Yolanda's house.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, because I'm not lying. They eventually made it to my house at about 5:45, right before Edna put the key in the door. He's sitting on the porch. So, yeah.
So mine is definitely like Jolanda's. There was no freedom. So Carmen was right. What freedom? Like I said, both my parents were teachers. They knew everybody. And the Black community in Lake County, everybody knew Mr. and Mrs. Clark. So if I was out, ain't you Dolores is you? So there was none of that. So like Dolanda said, freedom for me was sneaking around. I'm grown now. I'm 50. I can say it.
I know. Don't be scared.
I learned how to open my window and I was out. So I like Dolanda said, I made friends with people who were a little bit more trustworthy for my parents. They knew who they were, so I could go to their house. And then the one girl, Amy, who I used to hang out with, I'd spend the night at her house. Her parents were, she was the youngest, so her parents were very lax. If Amy said she was doing something, her parents believed it. And after I met the guy who I thought I was gonna marry, like we'd go to the mall. I'd meet him at the mall. She'd meet her boyfriend at the mall. We'd hang out, do all kinds of stuff. And then I had that time to go to Chicago to hang out with them. So I got more freedom because I was then in Chicago. So I was able to have that freedom there. College, I actually balanced it actually pretty well because at progress support time or midterms or whatever in college is where I had my uh-oh moment because I got a C. And my daddy was like, what? So my daddy showed up. So he showed up at school and scared the
Jesus.
dog out of me.
Yeah.
Because, like I said before, Brian didn't say no words. So when he comes or if he says something to you, you know you're in trouble. So when he pulled up and knocked on my door, no, they called me down to the lounge because see at an HBCU you have to get called down to the lobby for your guest. And if it's a male, like you definitely they got to sign in all kind of stuff. So I go to lobby, my daddy's there, and I'm all excited, like, yay, daddy. And he was like, yeah, we need to have a talk. After we had the talk, it was yay, daddy, because he took me shopping and stuff after that. But woo-wee. But then after that, I was able to balance school and having freedom, like Jolanda said, because after that talk, I was like, I gotta get my work done before I can party. That's how I miss Freaknik.
Me too. I never got to go to Freaknik.
Because I always
go to Freaknik with. If you couldn't go, and you couldn't go.
Girl,
If
no,
you couldn't go, and
Carmen,
you
I was
couldn't go.
literally around the corner. I'm in freaking Louisiana. It was a 5-hour drive. And
mine was a 7. I still couldn't go.
Xavier's full of shit. They would always schedule, especially the pre-med, they would schedule them damn tests. Whatever, if Freaknik changed to December 25th, you would have had a test on December 24th. Every year. We never, well, people went. I didn't go.
I didn't either.
I didn't have nobody to go with, so
you had your, yeah, you can't go Freaknik by yourself.
I'm like saying, yeah, no,
No,
you couldn't have gone by myself. No, I didn't have anybody to go. Yeah, so yeah, well, like I said, what freedom? I didn't have any freedom growing up. My parents were older, so it was more they were just trying to make sure I was safe more than anything. So that meant if you were upstairs in your room, you were safe. And because they were older, there was really nothing left for me. So I literally had to do everything for myself, you know. So I was always responsible for me. I've been independent from birth because, again, like I said, my parents were older, so I had to do for me. So I didn't get to go off to college. I had to stay home and work my way through. So there was that independence of if I didn't work, my tuition didn't get paid. So it took me longer to go through college than these other two ladies because I had to stop, pay tuition, you know, then I could go back, then I could go, you know what I mean? If I gotta stop again, pay it off and then go back. So I had that responsibility. I got more freedom once I did graduate from high school, because again, they was like, you know, hey, we got you through high school. If you going any further, that's on you, you know. So I did have more freedom then, and you know, traveling around Chicago on the bus even though I was still a little frightened, having my job, meeting other, other young people who working their way through life, hanging out that way, with people, and my parents being all right with the fact that, but they, like, well, you're, you're 18, not 18, but you're 19, you're 20, you can, they never said it, but as I did things, they were like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, so it's okay if I do this? Because I didn't even know. I was so sheltered and so used to, I had to get permission to do anything. So even at 20 years old, 21 years old, I was like, I wanted to go and visit Jolanda in at school or something like that. But I was even like, they're not gonna let me travel by myself. They're not gonna let me, but all I had to say was I was going. I didn't even know that. That's how, so I didn't do those things because, hey, I got to go to work, and then I got to go to school, or I got to go back to work, basically. And so, yeah, I've always had that freedom and responsibility because I really didn't have a choice. It was all on me in the first place. What role did friendship play? Oh, you know what? Let me go back because I got something that's so funny to what Olivia said that I just had to bring up. How she said, she got to come to Chicago. That was a little bit more freedom for her, and she, hang out with people in Chicago. I remember when me and Olivia first became, really close, good friends. That she told her parents she was coming to Chicago to see me, coming to me. And she didn't come to me, to my house. She went to Joseph's house. She was at Joseph's house. Oh, we 51.
Don't tell the secrets.
I was
And
at Joseph's house.
you were at Joseph's house.
Joseph's house.
You were at Joseph's house. Your mother called because I had my own phone in my room.
Yep.
Your mother called my phone in my room. I was like, hey, y'all up? I was like, yeah. Cause I'm like, hey, Miss Clark, yeah, we well.
I must have still been
Like,
in high school there.
No. It might not have been Joseph. That might have been when you were seeing Greg.
No. It was high school. I remember. I
don't know of this.
No.
I'm getting it confused.
It was high school.
Okay.
Well, it might have been right after graduation for you.
Me and Joseph stopped talking. We stopped talking.
You were at Joseph. I know that you were at Joseph's house.
So because in high school.
So yeah. And she was like, okay, well, you guys, I was calling, where's Olivia? I was like, I'm like, no, I didn't say the bathroom. I did not say the bathroom because you're not at my house. I didn't even know that you were supposed to be at my house.
Girl, you didn't preamble call?
She did not do it. She didn't do it.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like, so Joseph picked her up and they went to breakfast. And she was like, oh, he did? Oh, okay. Yeah. I said, yeah, she'll be back in a little while. Yeah. I'll just tell her to call in. She said, I just want to know what time she's gonna be driving back home so I can be looking for her. I said, okay, I'll tell her when she get back. I hung up and I called Joseph. I said, is Olivia still there? He was like, yeah. You get on the phone. I was like, how come you didn't tell your mama? You told your mama you were staying with me and not, over there. I'm quite sure she probably would have been all right knowing she was at Joseph's house with Joseph's
parents must have not been home. That'd be the only reason why I didn't say Joseph's house. His parents must not have been home.
You don't remember staying over? Well, I don't know. You probably right because I have no idea. I have
His
no
parents
idea.
were not home. If I stayed over at Joseph's house and didn't tell my parents, that means they were not home.
That's so funny.
Yeah, because I don't know the part. All I know is that I'm like, I gotta be quick on my feet because I said, we friends now for real, bitch. You
Yeah.
I didn't have to cover for you with your mama,
Yeah.
and you didn't tell me. And I
Yeah.
told you, I said,
Sorry.
next time, tell me what you're doing. You know, that's the reason why that thing with Kevin Hart that says your
No
bullshit
bullshit.
is my
My
bullshit, and
bullshit.
my
My
bullshit is your bullshit.
bullshit.
Oh, I started.
100%. 100%.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Oh, you just sparked that memory. When you said coming to shot, you sparked that memory in my head. I was like, that's right. She came here, did not tell me. Did not tell me.
Yeah,
I think
Joseph
you
must
told me.
not
I
have
knew
been.
you were here, but I didn't
Uh-huh.
know the story that you had told your mother that you were supposed to
Uh,
be
Had to
with.
share the
His
lie.
parents were definitely not there.
Right.
His
Yeah, I
parents
didn't.
had to have been out of town.
And
Right.
look, y'all probably was out in the streets the whole dang
And
on.
I'm quite sure we were together. We were together. You, me, Johannes, and we did hang out. But, you know, I didn't know that she was supposed to come to my house.
Yeah. That's so
Well, I mean, that she told that story to her mother. You know what I'm saying? At least give me the story. Give me
Sorry, Dolores. Sorry, Brian.
the
they all right. Look, what do you think would have happened? Now, me and Carmen, our bedrooms was on the second floor. So remember, Olivia said she could open the window.
Yeah.
What would have happened if we all had first floor windows? Girl, because my neighbors used to sneak through my yard to meet up with each other. Um, yeah. You know, thank God there were no cell phones and digital cameras.
Girl.
Okay.
Girl.
When
Yeah,
you was gone, you was gone.
I knew how to get down the stairs without hitting the creaks and the steps.
There was none of that in my house.
Yeah, I could do that to get down the stairs.
Mm.
But everything creaked. You open the front door, you know, you go down the
Because
back.
it's an older house.
Yeah, exactly. Everything creaked. You couldn't sneak in my house. You just could not sneak.
Oh my
You know what I'm
God,
saying? So
honey.
anyway, uh how what was the question I was going to I don't
I
even
don't know.
Oh, what role did friendship play in your sense of identity?
It helped me
It made
develop.
me who I am today.
Yeah.
I would say that too. It really helped me to be, especially my friendships with the two of you all. Like I said, we've all had those our pivotal moments in our relationships. You know, I always talk about the one I had with Jolanda. Again, like I said, Jolanda is more than friendship when it comes to her. But even with Olivia, that when we lost our fourth friend, when we lost our other part, um, that became a pivotal moment for in our relationship to me, for me and her, because it was like all covers are off, everything, you know what I mean? Everything's out. We laid everything on the table and we understood more. We understood each other more. So that was, you know, we all had and that helped shape the relationship going forward. It also fixed it too.
Yeah.
So,
It
yeah.
it rewrote it. The narrative is definitely different.
Yeah, it did.
Definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that one is a one answer for the trio.
Yeah. Okay. How did peer pressure or protection show up for you?
Peer pressure or protection?
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't really think I had.
I have peer pressure. Go ahead. What were you gonna say though? I didn't I
I don't.
interrupted.
If I don't think it was peer pressure, because you know you all got to help me out with sometimes when
We
things
have peer
happen.
pressure. I'm gonna say when you were with me, we had peer pressure. We was just too scared of the consequences to adhere to the peer pressure.
Okay, all right.
However, like let's say when we got older, uh, I had a lot of peer pressure. I had even more because I was older and trying to develop that personality and find my true identity. But still, I had a lot of that fear of God in me.
That part.
Okay, let's give an example. Whew, I'm over here sweating because wait a second. Because I'm telling some of the business, and I'm discussing on the business. So let's just say when we went to Olivia's graduation party. Okay, see, right? Okay, so it was pressure. We had a great time. It was a very mild time, especially in compared to what people.
Hell yeah. It was in my basement.
I'm not
My
talking. Yes,
house.
the party was in the basement. It was
Yeah.
a lot of teens, really
Mhm.
from the same type of background with the helicopter moms and dads. Um, but we had a great time. So, with that being said, we had a lot of trust from parents by this time because we all done graduated because Olivia
The
was in the last
last
group
one.
to
Mm-hmm.
graduate from high school. So me and Carmen coming back home from well, she's coming from school, but same difference. Coming
Mm-hmm.
back from our freshman year in college, and everyone else has just graduated. So our parents are in love with us because we're living the dream and making them proud and making their names look good, which was so important for the bullshit. Anyway,
100%.
so we go to her party, and at that time, were you and Yogi still dating?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the Chicago group that went to her party, Johannes's mom had just got a brand new car. But we're so trustworthy that she allowed him to drive her brand new car
Okay.
All the
to
way
come
up.
pick me and Carmen, and I want to say Devlin. Me, Carmen, Devlin, and
And
Joe.
Joseph.
It was
Yep.
5 of us in the car.
No, because
No,
Joseph drove in his arm. Because
Josie
Joseph,
Oh, yeah,
Joseph
yeah,
Ryan,
yeah,
drove,
and
but
yeah.
she had
Joey were
Joey.
together.
Yes, yes,
So it
yes,
was
yes.
just
You're
the
right.
Because
4 of
they
us in
spent
the
the
car.
night.
Right, right.
It was
You're
the
right.
4
You're
of us
right.
in the car. It's
Yep.
important to note there was only the 4 of us. So he drives us out to Lake County. I got hot. Drives us out to Lake County to have the party. We had a great time. It was so PG, maybe 13. In the basement, listening to music. We got to meet Olivia's other friends. That's when I met Tammy for the first time. And oh, beautiful. So then the parents, as back in Gen X time, were upstairs having their own get together. So once the teen get together was over, maybe about 10 o'clock, we asked permission to go get snacks or some BS we said, ice cream,
We
something.
went to the lake.
But yeah, we didn't get ice cream. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Olivia.
that's it. I was like, we asked to go somewhere. I
Yes,
We
don't
asked to
remember
go
where.
to the lake.
Yeah.
And we took the lake going through North Chicago. Well, the lake right by my house, but we went to North Chicago to go to the liquor store.
Mm-hmm.
And Yogi and Joseph
No, it
having
was
the more
Joseph. It was
Joseph
Joseph.
It
having
was
a more
Joseph.
mature face. He went in, got some liquor,
Mm-hmm.
came out.
Mm-hmm.
We drove to the beach. We drank at the beach.
And
Wait,
and
wait.
I'm gonna put a caveat because
I was
this
about
is
to let
where
her put this
my peer
cabinet.
pressure came in. So everybody had a drink and a smoke, but me and Tammy was sitting in the car. Now, no judgment. We had no judgment. We was just gonna make sure the cars didn't float away. So we sat in the car because we was too scared. So that was one time where I didn't adhere to peer pressure. But everyone else was having the time of their lives on the beachfront after dark. You guys sounded like you had so much fun. So go ahead, Olivia.
Literally, we played in the water, we walked in the sand, we laughed, we giggled, whatever, whatever. Then Johannes was like, I'm hungry. So we were like, okay, we got to go back to Zion. So we'll take Sheridan Road to go get some food. So I'm driving the car because I have Tammy, me, Leah, and somebody else was with me. I don't remember. Oh, Michelle. So there was 4 of us in my car. So we're driving back, whatever. We go to Burger King. That's what I ran Joey.
Yeah,
Ran Joey over in the
that's
Burger
because he got
King
out the
parking
car.
lot. because he
No,
got
in the
the drive-through. In the
Drive-through, he got
drive-through,
out.
he got out the drive-through.
You might want to
And I was
specify
like,
running over. He didn't run over his whole body, just his foot.
Ran over his toes. She ran over his toes in the Burger
oh, that was
King
hilarious. Hilarious.
drive-through.
He was like,
Got out the car to check to see what happened to Joey, and he's going ham in the thing. So I get out the car to get Johannes and pull, because I don't know how he got halfway in the window of whose car. I don't even know who it was. But I'm like, babe, come on, get out of here.
3 cars. It was 3 car loads.
It was 3 carloads of us. And finally get it to the, did we even get the food?
I don't recall eating.
yeah, we got the
You
food,
got food?
because we get back to my house and they were drunk. So we had to tell my parents that they ate something bad because they went in the bathroom to throw up. So Yogi went to throw up. Then after Yogi went to go throw up, Joseph went to throw up. I was like, oh my God, we're going to be in so much trouble.
We're gonna die.
Yeah.
And then, and that's why I said Gen X is like the best time. We had the best, and there was nothing, because my parents let Joseph, Brian, and Joey all spend the night. So Joey and Brian slept on the pullout in there. My Joseph slept in my room, and then I slept in my room with my sisters. I slept in their room. So it was hilarious. But these idiots decided they're going back home.
We didn't have a choice. It wasn't
a choice. We had to go back home.
We had to get that car back.
Yeah, exactly. That was a brand new car, and we had to get that.
I understand that. So we had to go home.
But who had to drive the car home?
Okay, so what had happened was, so as Olivia said, they was a little drunk, okay? A lot drunk. So we already done lied to the parents and tried to smooth it over. So then we have to get back to the interstate. Back then, just as now, it's really no street lights. And if you don't know Zion, we're not going to know where the hell you're going. So Olivia tucked everybody in. And I think someone rode with you. I don't know who rode with you, but they led me, Carmen, Johannes, and Devlin to the interstate. So I had to drive Johannes' mama's car because Carmen was too scared. She was like, I ain't driving.
I didn't have a driver's license.
I don't give a damn.
That's okay. I didn't have a driver's license.
Yeah. Girl, anywho, I drove it. We good. We alive. So I'm driving the car. These Negroes have to go potty while we on the way to the interstate. So
we had to pull over.
I don't know where a bathroom is. I'm already nervous because I'm driving your mama's car.
We pulled over.
Out here.
They pulled over.
We pulled over, and they just went to relieve themselves. It turns
out
somebody's
front yard on a tree.
In front of a picture window.
In front of a big ass picture window.
Oh, we won't get into that. So that's done. We get back in the car. We make it to the interstate. We get on the interstate, trying to get, I know where everybody lives but Devlin. I know where Devlin lives, theoretically. So I'm asking him, hey, Devlin, where do I get off? Do I get off on Lakeshore Drive? Where I get off? Huh? Devlin, where I get off? Carmen, wake him up. Carmen, wake him up. She's trying to wake him up. I just said, bump it. God, take the wheel.
Wait, let me ask something, right?
Oh.
So she's driving 10 and 2.
55.
She going big. I'm like, you sure you okay? I'm just trying to make her relax and everything. You know what I mean? The two of them are just out in the back, okay? Out in the back. All of a sudden, Devlin starts screaming.
Yes, he did.
My leg! Oh my God, my leg! I'm like, Devlin, what's wrong? What's wrong with your leg? What? My leg! Oh my God, my leg! And this wakes your hands up, and he's like, man, are you okay? What's wrong? So me and I'm like, what's wrong? He was like, it's buzzing. My leg is buzzing. There's something wrong with his buzzing. So I touch his leg. There's a cell phone.
No, it a phone. It was an actual phone.
It was a phone.
Okay.
It was he had the new version of the smaller phones, the
Chunky
gray
thing.
junk, you know what I mean? They had the little flip on it, you know. His mother was calling. And I was like, I don't know how to open I was like, I don't know how to answer. I don't know what am I supposed to do with this phone, you know? And he's just like, I'm like, Devlin, stop moving. I'm trying to get the phone out of his pants pocket, and your Hans ain't making it no better. Cause he was like, man, you gonna lose your leg. This is what's happening, you gonna lose your leg. What's going on? Oh my God, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? I'm like,
And I'm driving on the interstate.
he's like, stop screaming, stop screaming. I'm like, oh my God, it's like total chaos going on in this car. And I'm trying to like, she's driving.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So once I get the phone out and it stop, I just hold on to it. Why? Because I can't do anything, you know, to it. So I hold on to it. Once I get it out of his pants pocket, the two of them drop like flies back. And then we couldn't wake him up, try to get him to tell us where he lived, how to get him home.
We're gonna figure it out.
So she said, you know what, I'm just gonna get off at Lakeshore Drive and I'm just gonna find it. You know,
We're trying to backtrack. Yeah.
Backtrack and try to find it. And she did. She did a wonderful job. We're alive. Here we are here today.
Thank you very much. Then I had to drive Carmen home, which was not an issue. She got on out. Then I had to drive myself home. Hans lives maybe 11 blocks from me. So I drove myself home. He's taking a nice little nap the whole time. So when we got to my house, I was like, you got to wake up and sober up because
you got to get home.
You got to take your
get the car home.
So he got home. We still here. We all got kids and alive and everything.
Yeah, no, not a one scratch on his mother's brand new Ford Timber.
Yeah, she has no idea to whenever that I drove that. Yeah, I have. Where did that one come from?
Look, that don't include the fights that we had. Oh, I forgot we went to the bowling alley and the fights we had in the bowling alley parking lot. Carmen fought with your Hans in the bowling alley.
Yeah,
I did.
I fought with Joseph in the bowling alley parking lot. Jolanda and Devlin fought.
Devlin just wanted to be part of something. They had no real fight.
I'm just saying, it was on and popping.
Good time. We had a great time.
Craziness.
Woo, Lord. I love it.
Your next story time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
What's the next one, Carmen?
You want me to keep on, Jolanda, until I can't see no more? I keep going.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's number 5. Okay. I'll come in. No worries. As soon as I get my questions. Okay. Well, we kind of did. What were your favorite social memories as a teen?
We just told you.
You know what? I got it. And this is an amalgamation. Anything that happened in Carmen's basement.
Oh.
Carmen's basement was the beginning.
It was Vegas.
Debauchery and fun.
Like it was Vegas. What goes on?
We had a great time.
Days in my basement.
So my favorite one was when we all went to play. We were going out to not Beverly, wherever they like to go to the movies and miniature golfing. Well, that was the first time.
Crestwood?
No, we went to Haunted Trails. It was
Isn't that in Crestwood?
No, that's in I guess you call it Burbank.
Okay, off 95th.
No, we went to 87th. It was like 87th.
Oh, I'm totally wrong. Okay, go ahead.
So over there.
Well, wherever we went, it was the first time I had tried weed for real. This was before we graduated. This was after.
It was after.
I had tried weed for real. Girl, I inhaled it and I was like, blow it out. And I was like, oh, I feel sick. And I go to the window and I go spit while the car's driving and the spit hits me.
It does this in the wind. Wind smacks them back. Oh my God. I'm so disgusted, but I'm crying laughing. Oh my God.
Hold on.
Let me tell you. Look, and I'm all like, because it was like tarry and like it was just everything. Because I was like, I ain't really smoke, but we was listening to some like cause I'm a hip hop head, so Yogi had on like Tribe Called Quest, and I'm vibing. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was like, and it was like, okay, but
Was
that was
Erica
the fun
with us
part,
then too?
huh?
Was Erica with us?
I don't
No,
think she
Erica
came out
wasn't
that
with me.
night.
Okay.
That was
Okay.
before she was hanging.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah. So it was just fun because like we would always go to different places and just have, and that's why I said we had such PG fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some wine coolers. Yeah, we did a little smoking,
And
but like
Zima,
it was
remember
so
Zima?
PG and innocent.
Exactly. Compared to what these kids be
Yeah.
wilding
Oh
out
my God.
for real now. Yeah, but not the way, yeah, it was still kind of innocent because
It
we didn't.
was so much fun. But yes, Carmen's basement, like Jolanda said, was the beginning of debauchery. That's what I. So when I learned what debauchery was, I was like, yeah, Carmen's basement was the beginning of that for me, definitely. But again, it was still innocent stuff. It wasn't
And
no
just so
real stuff.
it was like, how if you were so, sheltered, how did all of
The
that
parents
happen?
were asleep.
Remember, my parents were older, so they went to bed.
And
Yep.
as long
As long
as
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 you
you were
did
not
not
long
open
as
the
you were
door.
in the
Yes.
house.
Yes.
That's all they cared about. They figured you were safe if you were in the
Yep.
house.
Yeah.
So
Remember, Olivia, when you got drug across the floor by Yvonne when we were playing spoons?
Yeah. I know.
it's like,
It was funny to me. Sorry. I
that
remember
was
that.
It
hilarious.
was funny to everybody because I was a rag doll. Like literally,
A
she was
rag
just a
doll.
rag
A
doll.
rag doll who wouldn't let go of that
They
spoke.
go to damn spoon.
She would not let go of that spoke.
I was trying to win.
Well, Yvonne said no.
Oh my
Oh, I'm reading the questions. Okay. But you didn't have another moment, Carmen?
God. I did. Oh my gosh, I did.
Okay, while you think
Well,
about
I got it. Because
Okay.
that's what I was asking. Was Erica with us that night? But
Oh.
because we did another, we used to love go mini golfing at Haunted Trails all the time. And that time, I don't remember who was in the car with us. That I had on that jumpsuit and the bug fell down my jumpsuit, and he hit my chest. Yahase hit my chest to try to stop the bug, but the bug went down my jumpsuit anyway, and I ripped off my clothes in the middle of the
Yeah.
parking lot.
The two of them were always taking their clothes off.
Remember when we were driving? It was me, you. It was all four of us, and we were driving down 87th, and a bee flew into the car. And we literally all get out the car.
Everybody get out.
I didn't put it in park. We all get out the car.
Everybody get out.
Poor bee.
For me.
Oh my gosh, I miss those times. Okay,
Yep.
since we just started to remembering and taking clothes off, when we went to Great America because Olivia's sisters worked at Great America, so we didn't have to pay. And we had the best day. We had so much fun. And we decided, because we're smart, to ride a water ride before it was time to leave. So we are soaked to the core. So literally the four of us were riding down the street in Lake County on our way to Giordano's for pizza in our bras and panties, because we was just like, bump it. Let the
We took
windows
off
down.
all our clothes, except for bras and panties, to put them in the window.
Yeah.
So they'll hang outside, and we close the window up on them, and let our clothes be flags in the windows while we sitting there.
Where was the logic?
And and I had on like denim. Somebody else had on. So we had some denim cutoffs. Everybody had on some Daisy Duke shorts. We had on the Daisy Duke shorts on, and them bad fellas wouldn't dry to save their lives.
Yeah.
But
And
the fact though that we were able to do that and like nobody messed with us, like
no,
we were able, we
I
weren't
know, and
getting
we
stopped
got
by
out,
police. It was just
yeah,
the
and we
best
got out
time. Like
in the parking
kids
lot
will never
and got
know
dressed.
like the
and got
freedom we
dressed.
had.
Yeah.
We got out in the parking lot of Giordano's,
No,
ball
Gurney
panties,
Hills. We was in Gurney
sandals, and gym
Hills.
shoes,
But we were
and
going
put
to
the clothes back
Giordano's.
in.
We were going to Giordano's because your
Yeah.
mom called as soon as we sat down to get our pizza and said, "Where are you guys? I made food." So we canceled our pizza order and went to your house and we had spaghetti with Italian sausages.
Mm-hmm.
That's how obedient we were.
Yes,
She
exactly.
said, "Come home." We was like, "Bum, okay,
Yeah, okay, we coming.
we coming."
Yep.
Oh boy, times were so good. Oh, okay. What were there moments you felt unseen? I don't want to do that. We're having a good time. Okay, I like that question. Uh, okay, how do you define sisterhood now at this stage in your life?
Sisterhood now to me is being seen. It's being heard. It's being um like you don't have to agree with it, but just knowing that I'm understood no matter what choices I make for myself.
Mhm.
That's sisterhood to me because I feel like at this age, uh we all have our own reasons why we do things. We all have our own whys. And the best thing as sisters is to accept people and either cheer them on or say your piece and still cheer them on, no matter what.
Mhm.
I think that's a good definition. I think the only thing I would add is being accepted for who I am and for who you are and respected. Um, I think that's the only thing I would add to that. That was a good definition. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I don't have anything else to say on that. I'm still in memory lane. Now I'm going through all of the Carmen running down the street talking about I'm so drunk. Okay. I have forgotten so much that you guys have brought to light. So within that friendship, um, at that time in our lives, we'll go to that fun time, that um, between 18 and 22. That was really a fun time in life. 23 for Olivia. No, 23 for us, 22 for Olivia. Um, did you ever feel unseen within our circle?
Never. I never felt unseen.
I felt unseen sometimes, but that mine was self-inflicted. Um, because I felt unseen generally. So I
Mm.
embedded that ideal into the friendship, even though that wasn't what was going on. Like with us being adults now and actually still being in contact with some of the people from that time, and for us to sit and have conversations and relive some of the things, I realized I was never unseen. It was all just within me, you know. Uh,
Mm.
so for me, it was my own trauma that I brought into it.
Wow. Never knew that.
I know. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I think I mean, for our circle, I would like they said my basement was the Vegas. It was Vegas. uh I think I've always been seen by our circle.
Okay. Nothing for you, Olivia?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, it was one question that I skipped because I didn't like it because it was kind of a downer. The last question is what friendships have lasted and what did they teach you? We know what friendships have lasted because we talk about it like several times and you've seen 3 of the people on this podcast. So, but what have the friendships that have lasted, and even the ones that haven't, excuse me, what have you learned from them?
Um, I've learned that relationships, more than I could say, I won't put it just in the under friendship category. I'm gonna say relationships because in our circle, there were 4 guys as well as 4 girls. Um, in those relationships, we know that whether they were platonic or romantic, they change, but at the core of it was still the same values that we share as individuals that kind of kept us together. Um, and That's what I learned, that even though the nature of our relationships may have changed, we deep down we are still those valued individuals that we fell into friendship. We fell into ship with, you know. So I realized that, I mean, even as we change and we get older, deep down we're still those same people, and that's what we connect with. Those connections, those heartstrings.
For me, um, the friendships that didn't last in my life, and this goes for all friendships that didn't last, I learned that to take responsibility for my part of the friendship, um, and understanding that my part of the friendship could have been that I wasn't genuine with my feelings, or I was trying to be who they wanted me to be. Um, but I had to take responsibility for my part of the relationship. So that's one thing that I learned. So that's why I am more diligent with making sure I check in with us, especially during the school year, checking in with us and making sure that we are all okay, because um, that was something that I wasn't um, consistent with friendships that didn't last. Um, the friendships that have lasted, even with the guys, uh, and with my college friends that I just from Lincoln, what I have learned is that true friendship, no matter the time, the space, true friendship will always last. Like my roommate and I, like we still are like, hey Ruby, we only talk maybe once every couple of months. We have like a group chat that we all like check in with each other on, like once or twice a month. But like knowing that because we had true, like Carmen said, true love for each other, and um truly valued each other's opinions and each other as individuals, that it's easy to come back and be like, hey, what you doing? Like we haven't like there was no time or space. So that's what I learned about friendships that are still together.
Cool. A lesson I've learned from friendships that are still together is that you can still develop newness within an old friendship. It's always something to uncover that you didn't know. So I love that. Like I'm still discovering things. I'm just like, oh wow, didn't know that. Didn't know you felt that way. Like Herman said, oh, I didn't know that about you. You know, just telling you. So I love that we have stayed the course, um, and that you get to redevelop because we're different. We are so not the same people. I met Carmen when she was 2 months old. I met Olivia when she was 14.
15.
14.
15.
You sure?
Oh, 14 when we were at the conference, yes. Oh,
See?
so 14.
And and actually, that was the first time you came to the Botillion at the Congress, right?
I did.
Yes.
So then you met Erica that time. We just weren't
That's what I
friendly.
met, Erica.
So we met you at when you were 14, we were 15. I met Erica when she was 14 and I was 14. So yeah, we are definitely not the same people. And it's so fun. It's kind of like new friendships to rediscover the friendships today where we are. I'm really enjoying it. So, as far as prescribed questions, that's all that we have. But did you guys want to discuss anything else? Do you have any questions you'd like to ask each other? We're here.
I think we took a wonderful trip down memory lane.
I could still go, but I don't want to put all the secrets out.
Right, exactly. We don't that nobody gotta know everything. Nobody
No.
gotta know everything. So,
Okay. All right. Well, Carmen, since you let us in, you want to lead us out?
sure. Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Beyond the First Chapter with Jolanda, Olivia, and Carmen. We look forward to another great discussion with you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.